15th, 1988. Game 1 of the 1988 World Series. 2 outs, 3-2 count, in the bottom of the 12th inning. Injured Kirk Gibson steps up to the plate. In the words of Dodger legend Vin Scully, "Sacks, waiting on deck. But the game right now is at the plate." And a high fly ball to right field. She is gone! In a world that has been so improbable, the impossible has happened. Moments like this game-winning home run give every ball player chills, and they make those who love the game fall in love even harder. Baseball began as a simple stick and ball game in the early 1300s. It then developed in the mid-1800s when a group of men from New York City came together to play baseball every week. They were known as the Knickerbocker Baseball Club. Teams then developed after that, and they formed a league that played every single week from the months of April to October every year. Class, I would like to introduce you to my cultural artifact, Brown Bear. This is my class. Class, this is Brown Bear. Brown Bear is my baseball glove. A man's baseball glove is like a man's significant other. You really learn to rely on each other. If you take care of her, she will take care of you with success between the lines, or in other words, on the baseball field. I've had the same glove for the past 5 years, and because I treated her well and kept her in good condition, she led me to 4 consecutive titles of Defensive Player of the Year in the Foothill League. Learning the history and the background of baseball can really help an individual understand why it's so important in many people's lives. It'll also help you guys understand why baseball earned the title of America's pastime. So today, we'll be talking about what this glove represents, some personal characteristics that baseball players get to be successful, as well as my personal emotional connection to the sport. So baseball, it's the type of sport where you really need to love it, and your heart needs to be in it, and you need to love what it entails to be successful. This glove, to me, represents all the hours of hard work, dedication, blood, sweat, and tears for the last 5 years of my life. There are certain characteristics that baseball players need to develop to be successful in this extremely mental game. First of all, baseball is a game of failure. If you succeed 3 out of 10 times, you are considered a great ball player, Hall of Fame material. That being said, constantly ridden by failure, you need to have many strong characteristics that keep your head in the game to be successful. Some of these characteristics are: you need to be hardworking, you need to never give up, you need to set goals, and you need to put out that extra work to succeed in those goals. Some people say that I am connected to this sport on a ridiculous level, and yes, I am proud to say that I am deeply and madly in love with the game of baseball. It all started when I was a young boy, and I just simply watched the game. And I went to every single one of my best friend's baseball games and practices, because I never had the courage to sign up myself. One day, he gave me the courage. That was 14 years ago. And I've been playing baseball since that day. So over the last 14 years, I have came about some characteristics of working hard, never giving up, but most of all, mental strength. Yogi Berra once said, "Baseball is 99% mental, and the other half is physical." Confusing, right? But as confusing as that quote might be, it perfectly describes how mentally stable and mentally strong you need to be successful in this sport. So class, I need you guys to do something for me. I want you to find a baseball player and talk to them and ask them a question. Do you still play ball? Assuming they say no just for this situation, then I want you to ask them another question. Are you a baseball player? And I can guarantee you 9 out of 10 times they will respond with, yes, I'm a baseball player. Simply because once you're a ball player, you're always a ball player. Even if I'm not currently playing baseball right now, I will always be a ball player, and baseball will always have a place in my heart. And that is why I have a tattoo over my heart that's a baseball with the text "Till Death," because baseball has been the one thing in my life that I've had that was mine, that will never leave me, and it will always have a place in my heart. So, in conclusion, baseball from the outside seems like such a boring and slow sport, but in reality, it's such an exuberant art form that you can really only understand if your heart takes place in it firsthand. So today, we talked about what my personal artifact represents, some certain characteristics that baseball players develop to be successful, as well as my personal level with the sport of baseball. Unfortunately, Major League Baseball is not played year-round. It's played seasonal and only in the springtime. So I'm going to end this with a famous quote from Roger Hornsby. People ask me what I do during the winter when there's no baseball. Well, I'll tell you what I do. I stare out the window and I wait for spring.